is life always going to be like this? Oh my gosh, it's so cool. That's how I would like to be, like telling more of a story instead of just surf. Hypothermia. Definitely got it twice.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Welcome to Seager Storytime. We're your hosts, Mattson, Case, and Elliott, and we're the co-founders of Seager Company.
Anyways, Timmy.
I'm kidding. Yeah, that's fun.
How are your mom and dad?
What's that?
I'm just kidding.
How are your parents' relations?
They're cruising.
Nice.
But you were telling me that you're living on a boat right now?
Yes.
Yeah. That's in San Diego?
Yes, in San Diego. We've been there for 2 years.
Sick.
Pretty cool. Rent's good. And
Hell yeah.
kind of still have the ability to travel and do that sort of thing instead of like, paying for a proper huge rent. And we all, most of us pay for. So it allows us to, my girl and I, Maddie, to travel and,
That's awesome.
have fun.
Do you travel by boat? Like, do you take it out, or do you just
We took it out a couple summer. I mean, we go on the boat quite often. So, we kind of cruise around here and there, and but yeah, mostly overseas we travel and
that's awesome.
A lot of truck travel and kind of cruise all our California coast and Baja and whatnot.
That's sick. And so, where are you from originally then?
Originally from Huntington Beach.
Oh, sick.
And I made actually a bunch of different moves after like tour life, being in like the Pacific Northwest and being back home in Huntington, and now cruising in San Diego, which is awesome, and just kind of nice to really be somewhere different and have a different life, which is cool.
Yeah.
It's really busy, in Orange County, so
for sure.
it's nice to be close to the border and.
Nice.
Oh, so you're all the way down there in the harbor.
We get
which marina are you in?
we're just in Point Loma.
Oh, nice.
So
Sick.
we're
Yeah,
just
you're close.
cruising.
Yeah.
Right
Damn,
there.
that's dope.
So the CT stuff, like being on the world tour, like what was your rise like to get there? Was it fast? Was it long?
It's incredibly hard because I definitely wasn't the best like out of high school. I was like, oh man, I need some more work. I did good in like the amateur series into the early pro ranks. We had the pro juniors, which really like helped me kind of step up my game with pro surfing, because you get to kind of surf against the kids around your age, maybe a little bit older, but learning priorities and traveling the world, doing those. And I mean, all those kids at that age in the pro junior are like, they're pros. They're all gnarly.
Yeah.
And then I was like, man, I need to really work hard to, even try to place in these things where like, your regional surf contests were like a lot easier. You could kind of place a lot of the times.
Yeah.
Or you can come against guys that like, from Europe or from Australia or wherever. And that was kind of cool. Like the first little batch of competition, traveling the world and seeing other surfers, which was like frightening, but like really cool. It took a few years, and I took a little bit of time to kind of like gain that energy and spice that I needed to try to really give that full push towards qualifying. So after a few years, I was like, okay, I've rode some amazing waves. I got my big wave experience, got really amazing boards from Timmy Patterson. And I literally took 2 surfboards all year and qualified that year.
Damn.
I think I won 4 events that year.
Jeez.
With 2 physical boards, like you didn't break either of them?
Mm-mm.
That's crazy.
Are those events? There's still prize money, right?
Yeah, there's still prize money.
Is that decent to win money wise? Is that like, oh, I could live off 4 events winning?
Yeah, I mean, for me, yes, personally.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, no. But a lot of the time, well, when you're traveling that much, you're only home like maybe 3 months out of the year.
Yeah.
So
you don't need a home base. Really.
Yeah, there's no home base. There's no nothing. It's just you're working basically like straight up to just like better your surfing and in hopes of qualifying into like the dream tour.
Yeah.
That does limit time at home and being with family and stuff, but you're like that also pushes you a lot harder in some ways to become better for your dream.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really hard, and I qualified luckily, and thankfully into the hardest surf scene there is, and got to surf with Andy and Kelly and Mick and Joel and
What
all
year
those
was
guys.
this?
That was 2000. I was gonna say 3.
Damn.
2003, 2004.
How old were you when that was?
I was around 21.
Okay.
Wow.
Is that Dream Tour years?
Yeah. So that was amazing because I mean, look at all the guys that were on the tour then. It was pretty crazy. I mean, we had Aki, we had still Sunny, and
crazy.
And that was kind of, I mean, those are all people that you look up to as like a kid. You're like, oh my gosh, these guys are still here. This is nuts. Like, and watching those guys do their best surfing, and some of them just retired not long after I decided to not do it any longer. So I just felt like I got like some amazing experience and got to meet some really cool people.
Yeah, that's insane, especially at that age. Like, what a fun way to get going, like into adulthood.
It was terrifying though. Like I
probably
traveled
intimidating.
with Corey Lopez, Roy Powers, and they were really good friends with Andy and Sonny and everyone. So it was like, oh my gosh, this is like so cool.
Yeah.
But I'm like, do I belong here?
Yeah, right.
So how did
insane.
you do on the tour? Like,
first year I did terrible.
It sounds like normal, right?
How many years were you on it?
Did it for 5 years, and made the top 16 several times.
Yeah.
And placed in some really amazing events and had some 10-point rides in places, and I surfed some of the best waves in the world, and I had a knee injury kind of like the second to last year, which I was 4th in the world at the time.
Wow.
And
was it like an ACL or something?
Everything.
Oh, really? Just blew it out?
Blew it out.
On like one wave, or was it?
One wave.
No way.
Fuck.
And it was a little bit of a kick in the balls, because because I felt kind of got my steam, and I finally felt like I was supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And was doing great, and that happened, and I came back actually pretty strong the next year, and I made the top 16 the next year.
Crazy.
Which was awesome, because I was like, okay, I'm still doing good. I feel actually better than I did the year before as far as my body went, because I got like a year off.
Yeah, and some PT and
Yeah,
stuff.
it felt good to kind of like be home, kind of regenerate, and it was really, sometimes those injuries can be a blessing. Like, give your time, holy crap, you just kicked your ass for, 7 years to get here, and you're like, okay. But then the next year came, and it was just like, kind of just felt like crickets, and I got a little bit bored, and that's where Timmy Missions kind of came in more. I started doing more surfing and deep water, some big waves, trying to find all the really good waves with least amount of people out. And then I just kind of took it from one level to the next and started just kind of hunting on my own. There's a lot of alone time, and eventually brought like filmers and photographers, and that's how I hung out with Russ. During the under the Arctic Sky with Chris Burkhardt. And then just kind of everything kind of happened in a cool way, like along this cool journey of being a pro surfer.
That's awesome. How many trips have you and Russ gone on together?
I would say probably half a dozen to more, but really amazing places. And everywhere we've gone, we've gotten amazing photos and video, and he's the man.
Super talented.
Whether it's in the water or it's on land.
Totally.
We both thrown each other in horrible situations.
Gnarly.
Just either freezing or just big water. And there was one place particularly, I was like, I don't know. He's like, what do you think about me swimming? And I was like, it's pretty sharky here. I don't know.
Heavy.
I feel pretty responsible just jumping off the rocks myself. That I'm putting you guys in a weird situation. He's like, I'm doing it. I'm like, fuck yeah. Let's go do it. And he nailed some incredible images that day that particularly kind of stands out to me. Because I'm pretty sure that's the only time that place has ever been shot from the water.
Damn. Was that somewhere in Mexico or?
Somewhere up north.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Crazy. What a crazy turn of. I mean, I feel like like going from the tour where that is such like an athlete sport, you know what I mean? Like it's such a, I don't know, I guess a sport really, for lack of a better term, where you're training, competing against people, where it's not as much the wave, I feel like, where it's more of just like your surfing athletic ability, where going on those missions is definitely more like living, you know?
Yeah.
Like was it like a seamless transition from that over, or did you have that like athlete mentality where you're like, I need to be training versus traveling? Like, how did that transition go?
I think it just went really smooth because I just I get like a lot of anxiety around a lot of people.
Yeah. Okay.
And that was kind of the thing. It was like I felt like we stopped catching really good waves on tour. Like the waves stopped coming for the events, and I was like really feeling the vibe to like go get amazing waves.
Yeah.
And while like obviously like I felt like I was surfing good, and I have all these incredible surfboards, and I got this time, and you know, being backed by a sponsor that was allowing me to go do this. And even though I took a major paycheck a hit, but I was just like, this is for my personal being that like I really needed to go do this.
That's awesome.
And I think that just stuck around. Like I love surfing, and I think the competitive nature of me just within myself to catch great waves, to surf good on them, it kind of leads to like almost an everyday thing.
Totally.
And then like being like a guy that surfs those kind of waves is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I feel like a bit responsible too for different things of like not promoting places and things, and I try to kind of tippy toe and be friends with the locals. And
that's a good call.
And just like a lot of my stuff hasn't actually been seen, which is kind of cool in a way.
Super cool.
And it's just there, and sometimes we look at it and I'm like, that was pretty amazing. And, and now it's just I've been trying to rip around town, and it's been super fun. Seeing all the new kids come up and they're shredding. I mean, super cool. Still the same old guys surfing every little spot up and down the coast, and just kind of kicking it right now. It's cool.
That's really cool. Damn.
Yeah, I'm curious about the tour still. Like, that lifestyle is so interesting to me, and I just wanted to, like, I know back then, I've heard it before that, like, back then it was a party, and now it's more of, like, athlete-driven. Was it, at your time, was it a party still, or was it still, were they, like, transitioning into being athletes?
It was, like, a bit of a transition there for sure.
Okay.
I mean, Mick Fanning, big... he's like an athlete, and I think a lot of people aspire to be like him or Kelly. I think the competitive nature was always in with all of us, and I think people like myself that was early, like a little bit actually later to it, so we felt responsible to kind of being like really athlete based, and but still having a lot of fun because I like having beer.
Yeah.
I like after an event or just before an event, I kind of get there. I'm like, this is great. Let's have some beers, hang out. Like, we know it's going to be bad the next few days. Like, let's just hang out. And then we kind of get the competitive juices flowing. But man, it is definitely still like with that kind of party scene around, it was still super athletic and it was very serious. And I could feel it. You're like, whoa, you're competing about racing to the line, or getting out in the water first. So it was like kind of reminded you just being like a Grom, just kind of having fun. But yeah, now you look at a lot of the guys, man, like they're taking it to another level. You could see it in the surfing, with being a little bit more acrobatic. I feel like surfing's changed a little bit within the top a little bit, just because maybe some of the older guys aren't there. Besides like Kelly, you know that Mick could probably still win a world title if he actually went there. But surfing's changed a little bit. I don't know if I like it or not, but I think they're surfing great.
Yeah.
Did the comps for you like take a lot of fun out of surfing, or did you have fun still doing it?
I still had a lot of fun doing it.
That's good.
I think it was more or less. I think after on the off season, whenever we could be in the off season, there was really no such thing. I was always going after I get back home to go surf somewhere good, and I just kind of spoiled myself on like taking myself to these amazing places and be like, wow, is life always gonna be like this? Oh my gosh, it's so cool. But that was the hardest part, is like you still sign up to an event and you have to be there and you have to show 100%. And
Yeah.
you try to be, but sometimes you just don't have it. And then you think about those things like, oh, I just came back from somewhere amazing.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, I really like to do that. And I think that transition was just super easy to like be like, I want to do that instead.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like now too, you can fully make a living, right? Off of like free surfing, if you will, with the right sponsorships and like YouTube and all that stuff. It
Yeah,
seems like
for
that's a
sure.
whole path now.
For sure. That's something that I would like to be a little more serious with, or actually start, because I have so much cool old stuff that I think people would like to watch, whether it's from like when I was first on tour to like, now.
Yeah.
I think telling the story.
Yeah.
That's how I would like to be, like
Yeah, that'd be
telling
cool.
more of a story instead of just surf, because I think the story is what captures that reason why you're there. And like, okay, like we've seen the big stuff, the big wave stuff. They actually document that pretty rad. Like
Yeah.
a lot of these guys they're athletes
Totally.
and they're, risking themselves to go surf these things. And I'm like, man, okay, I know what to do.
Yeah.
And I think it's really cool. Like a lot of
Yeah.
the stuff that I see, like with Nathan's stuff out
Yeah.
there.
He's
and
killing it.
killing it.
Yeah.
And a lot of these other guys, we can watch this stuff all day long. It's
Totally.
super rad.
Yeah. It's crazy. It seems like it's such an interesting combo because like you're saying with the surf industry getting more and more, or like the contests and WSL and stuff getting more athletic and like sports driven.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, there's that whole other side on the YouTube where it's like the free surfing's getting more free. Like what a weird crossroads. And then you have wave pools too in the mix. Like
Yeah.
it's just such an interesting.
Yeah, that's really
Crossroads.
cool. As you could watch the YouTube stuff, like all the guys from the Chapter 13, obviously, like those guys are all shredding super hard, and they're shredding they're surfing so hard at like the highest probably possible level, and no one's on the CT or whatever. But like, look at those guys; they're all shredding, and people want to see them surf. So
Totally.
there's a lot of people out there like that.
Yeah.
Like 1% of the surfing population, but there's a lot of that 1% that's out there
Yeah.
that are doing that, and it's pretty sick.
It's insane.
Do you have a favorite surfer right now?
I don't watch surfing that much,
Yeah.
and I feel like obviously some of my favorite surfers are the old times. I like watching stuff like that, and then like flipping over to like what Felipe Toledo does or what Julian Wilson did.
Yeah.
Some of those, just like even like Josh Kerr.
Yeah.
I just like all different types of surfing. I feel like the older surfing, I really like the carves, and I like the feeling that I get from that.
Mm-hmm.
And even some of the new school generation that's been riding twin fins and stuff like that, just riding the wave really pretty. I'm like,
Yeah.
that looks fun. I'm like, I'd like to do that. Like,
Yeah.
just bring one board in the trip and do that one.
Yeah.
And that would be super cool. But yeah, I think surfing's so cool now with all the different types of equipment that's available. The shapers are all amazing, and I think that's just like basically it's however you surf. Like I think it's really special.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that each individual person.
Yeah. I feel that.
Has surfing been like a full-time job for you are you still doing it full-time?
Yep, still doing it full
Nice.
time. As of January 1st, I have no sponsors.
Oh.
So, going back to Timmy Patterson was a big thing, and getting proper equipment made for me, which is like huge. It just feels like back at home. It's like home base, like
Yeah,
always under my arm, or when
Totally.
I'm swimming in the water with it. I'm like, wow, this feels amazing. So getting that done, and I'm in a funny situation at the moment, but a little transition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surfing every day.
Sick.
It makes me happy, and if I don't get to do it after a few days, I feel like I'm like, oh man, what am I doing?
Yeah. Right.
There's only so many golf balls you can hit, and that gets expensive. So
Oh, yeah.
and just still surfing.
Crazy. So what do you do when it's bad? Surf's bad.
Well, recently I've been studying to get my real estate license. So
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Go.
I
San Diego.
passed my first exam, and now heading into the second book, and slowly
Sick.
gonna get it. And,
Yeah.
and
That's a good way to get some passive income. Not passive because it's hard, but like you sell one house, you get 40 grand kind of thing.
You just gotta
Yeah.
know people, right?
Yeah, just knowing people and being in and around. And again, it's kind of like passive / like kind of like whenever you kind of want to do it.
Yeah.
And, all the time, the way, like if we're here in California, it isn't good all the time.
Yeah.
So you have enough time to kind of do something like that.
Totally.
So I was like,
That's smart.
save it up and go get some waves somewhere.
Yeah, totally.
Sell one La Jolla mansion,
Oh
chilling
my
for a
God.
year.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Keep surfing. Sell
the
one
move.
more, another year.
How do the missions that you go on, what stems those? Is it like, I want to go to this spot and then you make it work and you bring people in, or do you get kind of summoned?
Yeah. So, traveling and doing these events and meeting a lot of different cool people from different places in the world, kind of get a little bit summoned.
Yeah.
/ like seasons. I'm a
Yeah.
seasonal surfer, I would say.
Okay.
And I really like the midwinter stuff. Obviously, fall for all of our West Coast gets amazing. It's the most
Yeah.
beautiful time. And then you try to look for something around spring or summer.
So,
But it's more or less, yeah, like knowing somebody and maybe like there's a possibility,
yeah.
or maybe, you found something along the way somewhere
Yeah.
and you're like, I know what it needs. And then you kind of go back to that feeling, whether it's cold or warm,
Yeah.
and you know that maybe not many people or anyone's going to be there.
Yeah.
So
Hey.
definitely seasons are like my favorite to kind of go. Certain seasons are my favorite to go chase waves and go do it.
Yeah.
So you're on the Under an Arctic Sky trip,
Mm-hmm.
and how long did you guys have to go out to get like that footage? Because it really was about like the footage under the lights, right? Like that
Yeah.
was like the
That was like the ending,
peak.
and that was super funny behind that. But
Yeah, I want to hear more about that. Like,
but we
that
we
whole
did
trip.
score
They're
that
actually in
trip.
production or post production.
yeah, it's all fake.
We did score that trip, and it was really cool being there. That was in December. It was actually a super gnarly storm that came through.
Well, actually, yeah, in the
And-
middle of the video, there was like good waves, right?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
we actually rode some incredible waves. And I think there was some days it was like minus 18.
Jeez.
And it doesn't get that cold there, but it just was.
yeah.
And it's known for like heavy wind there, but we kind of got like nice wind. It was just that cold. I don't know why.
Heavy.
Just got lucky.
Yeah, definitely got lucky with the cold.
Yeah.
And
Bump a photo of
it
that,
was
Eli.
super cool because Chris was talking about like possibly surfing under the nights, auroras
Yeah.
and the aurora borealis, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was super cool. I remember we were just having beers and whatnot inside the jacuzzi, going back and forth of the beach. Like, oh, he's like, it's on. So we go down there and it turns off. We're like, shoot, let's run back, and we're like freezing.
Yeah.
And and just go back to the jacuzzi. And then like, okay, all right, we're just like a mile away, and then okay, let's do it again, and then run back out there. And we ended up riding a few waves underneath the lights, and that was pretty insane.
It's super sick.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
How'd you guys even like light up the waves like that? Like a car?
So we had, I think the cars were on, and then we had like a super strong like flashlight.
Okay.
There's like a backlit on the wave too. Like someone out there with a like.
Yeah, they were way up the point
Oh,
Are
really?
with the light, and
Okay.
then we had the cars on, and then there might have been another light. I think there was even a drone flying. So there was all
That's a
kinds of stuff
crazy.
going.
It's a very technical video shot.
That looks cold as fuck, man. I don't know how you do that. I'm
Yeah,
gonna be honest.
it was pretty chilly. There was one moment I definitely was. I think twice I definitely got what's it called
Hypothermia.
hypothermia. Definitely got it twice.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Like,
Like-
felt like I was walking on my ankles.
Oh,
I just couldn't get warm.
damn.
But yeah, it was cool. I mean, Hidari right there is super cool. Local kid, rips.
Do you have sponsors?
Yeah,
Being a local kid and up there,
yeah.
That's crazy.
He's the guy.
Get that shit.
sick.
When you say you got hypothermia, like what exactly happened? Like you just couldn't get your limbs warm?
just couldn't speak.
Really?
Yeah, you literally can't speak, and you feel like just on the verge of passing out, or you're shaking.
Just like sit by a fire, or what do you do?
Well, it's funny because the cars over there, we had those Land Rovers, and if you don't drive them, the diesel, like, it doesn't warm the engine.
It just freezes.
Freezes. So we would keep the car on, thinking in hopes that they would get warm, but nope, they didn't get warm. So the quickest thing to do is just to, like, literally just get butt naked and just get in your warm clothes and just try to do that. Because if you go straight to a hot shower, which we didn't really have, was
what would happen?
You can actually you could be at risk of
You
more
have a heart attack, right?
danger. It's like really dangerous.
Like going from one temp to the next, like heart attack type of symptoms.
Yeah,
That's so gnarly.
yeah,
Crazy.
cool.
Was Russell on the shoot?
Russell was on the shoot. Russ shot some water.
I thought I just saw him.
I know. I thought so too.
That sounds awful to shoot water on this.
Got that northern energy.
Like, hey, wouldn't you come out and just lay
There you
there?
go.
Yeah, that's gotta be.
Did he get to surf at all?
Look at him. Oh, look at you, Russ.
Look at Russ.
Handsome boy.
What was that again?
Did he get to surf at all on this, or was it like if the surf was good, then he's not surfing?
I think did he surf? I think he might have surfed. I know on all of our surf trips we've done, I'm like, you better get out there. I'm like, I've already surfed. Go.
Yeah.
He's the man.
Yeah, he's sick.
He just shaved his head.
He looks like
He
he's
shaved
from
his
there.
head.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Lost the locks.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of sad. When I think of him, I think of his hair. Yeah.
Now what do you think of him?
I think of him as his soul now. He doesn't need hair anymore. Damn, that's crazy though. That I haven't seen that movie in so long. I might have to rewatch that.
I know.
That was sick.
It's
It
a
makes
good
me
one.
cold when I look at it.
I know. It's
Have you gone
crazy.
back to weather like that since?
Like
and surfed in it?
not that
Yeah.
extreme. But been in some cold conditions.
Yeah.
Just wet
I
and cold.
feel like after doing that and almost getting hypothermia, I'd be like, cool, I did it.
Yeah,
I'm
done.
never going back.
Check that one off.
Just gonna go to Hawaii now, and
I know.
It was really funny. I did another trip after that was kind of cold, and I just remember sitting there just freezing, and I was like, well, it's not as cold as that was.
Yeah.
So I was like, I remember there's this one really funny moment, and I was like, I've got 1 week to leave for Hawaii, and I was like, I just remember just like running off the beach. I was like, I'm just going home.
yeah,
I'm like, I'm cold. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm done. I just
Yeah.
want to get warm.
I'm
Yeah,
over it.
straight
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Fucked.
Okay, new question here.
Mhm.
What's the best surf trip you've ever been on, or with everything? Like, what was the best surf trip?
Some of the best. I mean, the best surf trip I've ever been on. Man, there's a lot out there, and I think some of the best surf trips happen when like they're kind of least expected, and like maybe you're like not scoring,
Yeah, yeah.
and then all of a sudden you do.
Yeah, expectations are low.
Yeah. A long time ago, when I was a kid, I got invited. This is probably my best surf trip because it really meant a lot. It was I was in junior high, and I literally just got a sticker on my surfboard for the first time, and I was like, this is really cool. Like, I'm like, I got a little surfboard with my sticker on it. I'm like, this is so cool. Yeah. And Surfer Magazine came to my school and told me I was going to go on a surf trip. And I think when we went to El Salvador, and I went with Bobby Martinez. And Bobby at that time was already like a pro surfer. Like, he was that good. And I think being around Bobby and learning how to shoot photos like in the water, on the land, like I'm like, I don't even know, I'm a total kook. Like, how am I on this trip? Like, this is amazing. And the waves were really good. The first warm water right hand point breaks I've ever been to. And I would think that was like my best surf trip I've ever been on. It's like,
What do you mean by they came to you?
Surfer Magazine came to us at school.
Like it was a part of
Like
the whole thing.
selected?
Both Bobby and I.
Like they were like, hey,
We're
kid,
taking these two kids.
right now.
Yeah,
Like
we're going.
at this
because
moment.
feel like
you
you
guys
get, like,
were
arrested
probably
for
the
that
best on
now.
the team or something.
Like, we're leaving
Need those
tomorrow,
kids
and
now.
I'm like, this
Okay.
is
Hop in the
insane.
van.
What?
I remember I had my gym clothes on. I was at PE or something, and it was
Damn.
like,
Like a 30-year-old guy like walked onto campus and
Yeah.
was like, hey, you.
Hey, you
That
get in my
kinda-
car.
I got the
Who are you? All right.
the principal called me over the microphone, like, Timmy Reyes, please get to the principal's
so
office.
sick.
And you're like,
Damn.
oh, what did I do? So it was all that cool stuff that happened.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
we went on a surf trip, and I'm like,
Yeah.
man, like, but
It's like every kid's dream right
Yeah, that
there.
isn't every kid's dream.
yeah, I
Fuck
mean,
math class.
that
We're
was
going
the
outside.
coolest
Crazy.
trip I've ever been on, I think.
Damn.
Epic.
Outside of that, I mean, we've done some pretty amazing trips, New Zealand, and I mean, we have Mexico in our backyard, so those obviously everyone knows that the waves are pretty amazing there.
Yeah.
Some of the up north stuff, very, it's not likely that you're going to get amazing waves, but if you know the right times, you can find some pretty crazy stuff. I think some of the smaller, the more difficult places to get to,
Yeah.
if you do score, then that feels like super rewarding. And
Yeah.
like someone like Russ, like he's
Yeah.
like, let's go do something like that. Let's go do it. And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, do I have this? Can I muster the steam up to actually do this?
Yeah.
You're like, once you do it, you're like, all right, this is the best. Like, it doesn't get any better. But there's a lot of really good ones, and but the one was a kid was probably the coolest
Yeah.
one.
That sounds
Nice.
fucking awesome.
Fires me up to go on a surf trip, honestly.
Yeah. I know, right?
Yeah. Need
Insane.
one. Need one.
Damn, I
Sure,
was
math
picturing
class.
them like cruising up, like literally straight to you at PE class, and like, come with me.
Yeah.
You know, like fucking gnarly.
The same Rocky Mountain water. The same brewing tradition that started in 1873 in Golden, Colorado. Because when you're a favorite beer of rock stars, smugglers, cowboys, and presidents, you don't compromise. That's our legacy. What do you want to go down in history for? Coors Banquet. Start your legacy.
By the way, I'm utterly impressed with Turtlebox. The durability is seriously unmatched. How many times did we use it on our Hawaii trip?
The entire time, like from when we went down to Pipeline all the way to when we went on the boat with Malahi, Wolf, and Finn.
Yeah, we were throwing it in the sand, throwing it on the grass, throwing it in the water. It does everything.
Yeah, I think the coolest part about it is it's fully waterproof. I mean, that's so sick that you can just literally be fishing and blast it with water, and it's totally fine. It has quality sound.
And you don't even need boat speakers. You might as well just have a Turtlebox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why spend thousands of dollars on boat speakers when you can just put this thing anywhere you're going?
For $3.99.
Yeah,
$3.99.
and if you have two of them, you can sync them together, and it takes 2 seconds.
Surround sound.
Yeah.
Boom.
The sound quality is insane.
It's insane.
We
Go
love
out
it.
there and go get one.
Turtle box. Boom.
That's
Do you,
sick,
do you
though.
have a favorite wave in the world?
I think, yeah, I mean, one of my favorite waves Russ has been to, and it's kind of like no one really wants it, and it's there,
Yeah.
and it's a solid wave with big rocks in the way, and
Yeah.
you go right behind the peak and get a really big barrel, and you come
Yeah.
out, and that's like probably my favorite place in the world as far as like
Yeah.
being in the trees and the mountains and the cold. I actually really enjoy.
Yeah.
It's a little special spot, and because it got shown to me, but they're like, we don't surf here, really. So
Yeah.
they're like,
What
you'd be like the only one to go do it.
What
Like,
continent
damn.
are we talking about?
what's that?
What continent are we talking about?
Right here in the Northwest.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, well, okay, well, let's go do it. Let's go check it out.
Yeah.
And we one session led to 2, 3, and then finally started figuring out the wave a little bit more because it's pretty scary.
Yeah.
And that's probably my favorite wave in the world. It's a big,
Nice.
nice right-hand slab.
What kind of swell does that need?
It takes all different types because the more up north you get south swells because those west swells come down. So a west swell is south swell there, and then those northwest kind of almost pass it by. West swells are pretty much predominant there.
Yeah.
Those big northwest come with a lot of rain, and waves can be 100 feet, but
Damn.
nothing really, comes from it for the
Yeah.
most part.
Yeah.
Are more people surfing it now that you have a few times, or is it still kind of just untouched?
There's, I think, only one guy that surfs out there.
Damn.
Easy.
And
That's
when you
nuts.
surf it, is it
Legend.
like 8 to 10 foot, or is it like 20 feet or more? Or what?
Oh, more, yeah, like it could be 10 foot, the smallest,
Okay.
and then it gets to whatever.
Say Russ has surfed that?
Smaller.
What's that?
Say Russ has surfed that?
Russ shot water there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
Russ shot water there,
Nuts.
and it's not a fun spot to come in at. It's to kind of climb on
Just
up
get
rocks.
slammed on rocks.
Really?
Sketchy.
Yeah, it sounds fucked,
Eli, you wanna
honestly.
shoot that?
Yeah, you want to shoot that, bro?
All right. I'll watch from the beach.
Yeah, yeah.
And just be like,
I brought some friends out there, and I was like, I think you'll like this wave. One of the friends jumped off the rocks, and then he
Just got fucked up.
mistimed it, and
Oh.
then his board hit him in the face
Oh.
and broke his nose.
Oh.
And he's like, "Is this cool that I'm bleeding out?" I'm like, "No, dude.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Not cool.
Get out of here.
Like, get out of here." And then one of our other friends got washed up and over this like rock that's in the channel that like
Yeah.
is in play, but not all the time.
Yeah.
But he got washed over like a rock that's like a size of a house,
Jeez.
and we're like, "I've never done that, but that's pretty cool."
Yeah. Damn.
It sounds so sketchy.
Yeah, it sounds fucked up.
What gets you scared when you're surfing?
Honestly, I guess if I'm scared, maybe I'm a little bit like not sure about my ability to like maybe take in the bump for the big waves. I think I'm more of a conditioned surfer. So like if the conditions are perfect and it's really big, I'm super stoked. And I think it's kind of like your mind too, like what your
Yeah.
mind's telling you what's
True.
up.
Yeah.
If you're like been doing it for the last few days and you feel really confident, that like will push you really hard. But I feel it all determines like whatever happens before kind of thing. You're like, oh, if I feel it or if I don't feel it. Now I kind of more like I'm gonna check it from the water and just see how I feel, and then like sometimes I'm like, man, I feel great. Let's go do this.
Yeah.
Like it's on. And then other times I'm like, I'll be a little shy, and that's totally okay.
Yeah.
And you know, like again, I'm a conditioned surfer. I really like whether it's 1 foot or 20 foot. I really like conditions, and I feel like it goes for most surfers. You know, unless you're surfing 3 foot waves and
Yeah.
whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what I know about myself is like conditions really psych me up.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about when you're like stuck inside on a big day? Is that scary?
Um,
Or you like
I think there's something that happens like when you just feel like yes, okay, there's times you're like, oh, I'm in a terrible spot, and you know you are.
Yeah.
This thing's gonna land on you. This is gonna bring me pleasure here.
Yeah.
I think certain people can panic, and then there's certain people that are really good at like calming down.
Yeah.
And it just depends on your mind frame. It really
Yeah.
does. Like, if I already signed up to be out there,
Yeah.
I'm like gonna be calm
Yeah. You're already
because
committed.
I'm already know that this is a huge possibility,
Yeah.
right? Like it's gonna happen no matter what. And if you end up getting a few waves that are before that, sometimes I'm like, you know what, I'm good. I don't want to be stuck inside today. Like I'm pretty happy with what I've got.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you're like, that kind of helps you kind of like get away from that.
Yeah.
But if it does happen, I feel really comfortable actually.
Yeah.
In really bad situations. I mean, only once I felt that where I was like felt the heart kind of come out the chest a little bit.
Yeah,
And that was not a good feeling. But I felt like I wasn't really ready for it.
Yeah.
I think that's why I was more scared.
Got it. I'm gonna try and keep that in mind when I'm having a panic attack, like a 2 foot day.
it's head high. Fuck.
It's funny. I even get like PTSD from that. Like,
Yeah.
you're like, oh shoot, like,
Mhm.
is it gonna come in? And my girl's like, what are you doing? And I'm
Yeah.
like, I swear, a huge one's gonna come.
Yeah,
And she's like, it's
straight
2
up.
foot out here. I'm
Yeah.
like, nah.
Uh-oh. There he goes. We have another section.
Can I trust you?
Psycho every time.
And here's our new segment.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's our fucking transition. We got some questions from some people on the internet, some roamers. And I don't know if you saw it on the Instagram, but they essentially phone in some questions. Some are quick, some are gnarly.
I love how you say phone in. Like,
I like saying phone in
Like
because it
they
makes it
called
feel
or
more
something.
real.
Technically, they do phone.
Yeah, they use their
on their
phone.
Instagram.
They
Yeah.
do use their phone.
You know what I mean? There's a technicality there. But we're just going to switch off and just throw you some random questions,
Let's do it.
and then we'll see what happens. Case, would you like to
Oh, you want me
initiate?
to start it off.
Yeah, let it rip.
All right. DeForest Cooper
The coldest to ever do it.
The coldest. What is your favorite alcoholic beverage after a surf sesh?
Ooh. I mean, if it's gonna be a good one, and when we had a good day,
Yep.
I mean, honestly, the coldest one always wins.
Okay,
The coldest one always
There you
wins.
go.
That's good to know. Beverage sponsors
Even
out
if it's
there.
cold surf, you don't want like a hottie toddy or something.
No way. It's gonna be a cold one, and it's gonna be good.
Fuck yeah. Okay,
Are
easy.
you like a
Any cold one.
Are you like a grab it out of a cooler with ice or like a cold refrigerator?
I like the ice.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I like the ice.
I like that noise, you know.
Yeah. And then you pop it, and you're like, dang, that's
Yeah.
good.
That
Like you have to
feeling
hurt your
right there.
hand. You have to earn it. You're like, fuck, 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 fuck. Under a big chunk, you know?
That's a
But
good
yeah,
feeling.
I don't know. When you're desert camping, your ice is gone, and you had
Oh,
a
yeah,
good
it's
you had a good
nasty.
day. You're just like, ooh, we're gonna drink a warm one right now, but it's gonna
Yeah.
be great.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna
Little
be good.
yogurt on it. Shit gets nasty down there.
All right. This one is from I am quitting Ramirez.
Cram master.
How does one become clam baked?
He's referring to a trip. Christian's referring to a trip that we did a while back, and we scored some empty perfection at a random place that just sand just so happened to gather. We rode unbelievable, long, beautiful tube riding waves, and we were all out there getting. I mean, every single person got amazing waves.
Dang.
But yes, we took shots of tequila out of clams. So
Let's go.
I think
Sounds
we
like a
polished a
fun time.
bottle of tequila just
Damn.
you know, after a day of just getting absolutely blasted by wind and
Clam baked.
and ocean spray, and our minds were, you know, basically tube riding still on the beach, and we were just pouring clams inside sand like tequila inside, you know, sandy clams and just taking them down.
Yeah.
But it was
Yeah.
super funny. It was pretty classic.
That's awesome.
Sometimes it's not what you drink, it's how you drink it. That's very true.
You've always said that.
Yep. Remember that wooden spoon?
Oh yeah.
Remember that
Oh
shit?
yeah.
Oh, we got another homie
The
special.
clam baked, huh?
At Russell Holiday, the legend. Any cartel run-ins in Baja?
I had some weird ones. I mean, we've heard the story about the kids that got their cars, you know, taken from them a couple of years ago, like kind of after COVID.
Yeah.
Well, which one's that?
Did anyone die on that one?
I've heard a lot
No,
of
they just
stories.
took their cars and their stuff.
That's
but
fun.
yeah, that's really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a kind of a trippy one, kind of mobbing down somewhere down there. I don't actually remember the place. I did a big run, and I saw kind of saw a plane kind of coming down low and landing, and some people kind of hanging around.
Like a little plane?
Yeah, it's
Cessna?
one of those ones.
Yeah,
And I was
yeah.
like, I'm kind of going that way. I'm like,
Hmm.
I don't really like this right now. And I kind of
Yeah.
looked forward. And I was like, shit, there's some cars up there. That's not
Yeah,
cool.
but I am out of go.
Took the little detour route and kind of got a little bit further away. But that was pretty much the only time that I've seen
Okay.
something like that. But I mean, shoot, I'm more afraid to go downtown LA. Let's just be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah,
Like that's
straight up.
it's scarier there.
Yeah, it's
Like,
scary as
like-
fuck up there right now.
that, you know, that's more scary to me.
Yeah, I feel that.
So even like non-cartel wise, you've never had any like weird run-ins down there?
Not really. No. I, you know, try to
Yeah.
try to be in the right place at the right
Yeah,
time, but like,
straight
and
up.
try not to do anything stupid. But
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, if someone wants your stuff, and you know,
We've had a weird run-in before. With Russ.
does
I think Russ was there.
does
We've
happen.
Yeah,
said
Russ
it on
was
this
there.
podcast a few times now.
Have we?
I think. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Fuck yeah.
We'll skip
Everybody
it.
knows.
Never mind.
I think it's more
I
the
wasn't even going to tell it.
I think it's just more the police too. Like they kind of tend to kind of like,
I know. That seems sketchier to me as the cops.
Yeah.
Because they use pretty much just 4x4 trucks. Like,
yeah. I mean,
I do feel like if you're minding your own business and you're not like going out to clubs there, you're totally fine.
yeah, and that's definitely not.
Yeah.
or a fucking plane lands on your road.
I feel like
And they're like, "Are you the pickup?"
if you
Are you
got
the- you're like,
surfboards and you're
Throw
just
it in.
surfing, they don't bug you at all. If you're like going down looking for a party, you're probably gonna find some trouble.
Something that
That's
you
what
don't
I-
want. Yeah.
If you're looking for trouble, you'll find it.
If you're looking for trouble, you will find it.
Yeah, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you just get fucked.
Like even
You know what I mean? You just get your car stolen, you know?
that
Yeah.
run-in wasn't like cartel based.
Not at all, no.
Just like a
Weird dude.
homeless
just
dude.
But we've
weird
told that
dude.
story.
Met out.
Stop
you know,
talking about it.
came up to our campsite. Shut. Anybody that hasn't heard that is now going to be bummed that we're not done.
Sketchy scenarios when you
We
don't.
almost died. And Case doesn't want you to know that.
What episode was it on? I don't know.
When you don't speak the same language, it's just weirder. Like,
Whoa.
you know what I mean? Like when you don't, I don't
Bringing
speak
language
Spanish.
into this?
Yeah, like imagine just like in a fucking kerfuffle, right? And you're like can't communicate.
kerfuffle?
A kerfuffle.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what a kerfuffle
A kerfuffle?
You never heard that?
Is it like a
A
muffin man?
kerfuffle.
No, it's a kerfuffle.
Is it a kerfuffle? No,
Yeah,
it's a
it has an R.
kerfuffle.
It's a kerfuffle.
Yeah.
Shut up.
No,
Look at-
No, there's no R.
C-U-R.
Is there an R?
Was it?
C-U-R.
Yeah, it's
Kerfuffle.
fucking kerfuffle,
Kerfuffle.
bro. It's kerfuffle.
You are.
Watch C-U-R. And then just say like
I think
fuffle.
there's a K in there.
Say fuffle after that.
That's
there
a
it
word.
is.
It's a fucking word.
It's a
fuck.
song by Berman Shaver.
It is fucking kerfuffle.
Oh, it's a K. I was right.
It must be
Commotion.
German. Yeah, there you go. There you
There
go.
is a freaking R in there,
Yeah,
but there's
you're
also
right.
a K. Mainly British, though.
Now we know.
kerfuffle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you're wrong.
There's a kerfuffle going on there, dude.
What?
Well, you thought there wasn't an R, and you're
I
British.
know, I'm
and
wrong.
you're British.
I've
Yeah,
heard
but
his dad
German,
say it.
English. Really?
I don't know, I'm just making it up.
Yeah, it's English, I guess.
Do
but-
you know the Muffin Man?
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, it's an inside joke.
Sorry,
All right, let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling here, Case. What you got? Oh, fuck, we've already answered this one.
Mattson.
That's so my fault.
Micah.
So sorry.
Is it me? I think I just
Second,
did Russell's.
second
let's
favorite wave.
Mike,
All right, fuck it. All right, Micah Reese.
I
Second
don't know.
favorite wave. Give him a chance here.
Yeah, let's
I
give him a
mean,
chance.
I'm just gonna throw it out there because I don't think there's many good right-hander points like this. Is J Bay.
Nice.
J Bay is a special little spot in the world,
Yeah.
and there are other waves around there that are beautiful too. But I just think that like you can't really beat like a sunset out when J Bay is firing.
Yeah.
Wait, were you at the Moondaka comp when it was really good?
Oh,
Was that your year?
I got 1 year over there that was really good.
That was insane.
That
It's like
place is
the
cool.
Sickest wave ever, but it's a left, so that's
It-
why I like it.
I'm a big fan of lefts.
Okay,
I mainly go left,
Oh.
and I like to travel to lefts.
but you like right.
I like
You
right,
But it's the
Straight.
second
but like
favorite, you know?
my girl Maddie, she's a gooey footer,
Uh-huh.
and she's like, let's go to the lefts, and I'm like, let's go to the lefts. I'm like, 'cause I like lefts. I'm like, I wish I was goofy foot.
Did you say that with a little accent?
What's that?
Does Maddie have an accent?
No.
I thought you were like,
It's just your stoked voice.
Wait, so what makes J-Bay so special? Like, obviously,
I
it's
just think
one of the best waves ever, but
I just think the speed of the wave, that there's not many waves like that. You go so fast in that wave, and it always feels like you're just a little bit behind,
Yeah.
even when you're just riding it perfectly. It's just there. It's the longest wall that you've ever seen, and like seeing it in events when you're out there by yourself, you're like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, which one do I catch? You're like, all these are like
crazy.
dream waves. They're all perfect,
Yeah.
and I think the lineup there is just amazing.
I feel like that would get overwhelming. You're like out there by yourself or with one other guy, and then you have to catch a wave and surf it perfectly. Like
Yep.
that sounds like it would give me anxiety. Be like, oh, God,
Just thinking
what do
about
I-
it actually gives me
Yeah,
anxiety.
Yeah, like, okay, there's a perfect wave in front of me. Like, bottom turn here? Like, what's next? Oh God, like, do I do this type of trick or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, and also too, when you're there for like an event, then you have all the best guys in the world, and they're all watching you. You're like,
Yeah,
oh, I might be on
proud.
one of the best waves of the day, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, it's coming right to me. This is horrible. Like, what do I do? Oh my gosh, like, don't blow it.
That's so stressful.
Yeah, what an amazing
Fine, I'll
wave.
go.
Fine.
10-point ride.
That's fucked. All right, what we got? Yo. Case?
I have to ask this question right
Yeah,
now?
you do.
Oh my god. Jaden Bird 13. Have you ever surfed in the ocean?
That was a mean question.
That's sarcastic.
That son of a bitch, Jaden.
Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch. No, well, I mean, I have surfed in freshwater. That's pretty fun.
Yeah, that's
All right.
sick.
Those pools are cool.
Yeah, I was gonna
River
say
surfing?
pool.
River surfing's rad.
Okay.
You can surf. You can find some really cool rivers. That actually you don't need the wave there's like waves.
Yeah.
that, like
Yeah.
everyone go to.
Yeah,
But honestly, you can
Some
kind of
putty.
just go like find one.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
River surfing's
pretty-
hard.
I wonder if
It's
anyone.
so
super
hard.
hard.
Yeah, you have to have the right board.
Yeah.
And then like it's super funny. You like kind of skim into it. Like
Yeah.
slowly
Yeah,
skim
yeah.
into it. There's a rock there, which is really nice if there is.
Yeah.
But sometimes there's not, and then you miss it, and you kind of do the whole thing, and
We
you're
did,
like,
we did the
"What?
Boise
It's
one.
kinda sketchy.
And, like embarrassingly, I don't think a single of us got it down.
It's pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
I was thinking,
It's more like skating than it is.
Yeah, it does
It's
seem like
acid
you gotta-
dropping.
you
it's
gotta
like those
figure it
fucking those ones on like cruise ships.
Yeah.
You know?
or like the wave.
Well, those
pool.
are even easier because you just like the water just
Shout
shoots.
out
That's
Logan
like wake
Lochtenfeld.
surfing.
Yeah, but it's kind of the same, right? It's like you're just going
Yeah,
with
yeah,
against
yeah.
the stream. If you
And then that guy, that old dude, walked out and his like head forehead was all bloody, like he hit the bottom.
Yeah,
remember?
yeah.
And we're all like, "Oh fuck!"
Cracked his head over.
That's a bad
Oh,
omen.
do you think anyone's ever caught a fish while on a river wave?
Probably.
Fished and done it at the same time?
That'd be pretty cool.
You don't, is that a no?
Oh, Mattson
Nah,
doesn't
I'm
like that question. Dude.
Well, come on. You really think someone's fishing?
People have tried
I
everything,
bet you
bro.
someone has
Pigeonhole.
done that.
Yeah, but there's probably not a lot of fish just chilling right there.
I bet you.
I
if
mean,
they
I've been on
jumped
a
up
drift
and, like,
boat. I've been on a drift boat.
Okay.
And then kind of riding rapids.
Yeah.
And that kind of happened.
Okay.
But like, not on a surfboard. But like, you're kind of like,
Yeah.
you know, when you're,
I guess we have,
You're-
and that's theory.
Not while surfing though.
yeah,
Well,
you're
you're
kind of
surfing.
standing
Yeah,
up.
I don't know.
You're surfing on a big ass paddleboard.
That answers that one. You know? Now we know.
Jaden Bird,
Jaden fucking.
get out of here.
I liked it. I liked it.
Bonus by Russell Holiday. Another one. Tell them when the Canadian Coast Guard told us not to go. And this isn't a question, Russell.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, I know what he's
Bonus.
referring.
Tell them when the Canadian Coast Guard told us not to go, and we went anyways.
Yeah, so we Russell and I we actually kind of came in a different route to go to a particular wave, and nobody was there. We kind of launched the boat into like kind of freshwater / like kind of brackish water, and as we were kind of going, we were passing some islands, and all of a sudden, like, we kind of looked behind us. We're like, "What the heck's this boat doing?" And they're like, "It's got like sirens on," or like, "What's going on?
Yeah.
What are we doing?" And apparently, yeah, she's like, do you guys know where you're going? What are you guys doing? Like,
Yeah.
Like
we're just on a
nobody
jet
does that or
ski
something?
cruising around,
Oh, yeah.
and we're gonna go surfing like over this way. Do you want to follow us? Like, because there's some poachers and stuff like that
Gotcha.
around, and people that kind of don't know what the heck's going on out there because it gets pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
I've actually been another story, but I've been trapped out there for an extra, week in the bush, like without food and stuff. So like,
I mean, trapped. Like someone trapping you?
like 80-mile-per-hour wind, like couldn't go anywhere. Like,
Oh, fuck.
you know,
okay,
like
shelter in place.
totally screwed. You know?
Damn.
Camping?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So it was kind of a funny one, but that was cool. Actually, the lady followed us
Uh-huh.
in the Coast Guard boat to the wave, and then we just kind of like anchored and cruised and
She's just hanging out?
just left.
Oh.
But like super worried about us, like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
And like never seen anyone go from here.
Huh.
And that was one thing about that one. And then that same trip we were leaving, the jet ski we were just actually pulling up anchor, getting everything kind of buttoned down, and we surfed for a few days, got some really great shots and some awesome waves, and we were leaving, and all of a sudden like some kind of weird happened. We're like, what's going on? And we're like, huge bomb comes through. We're like, what the heck was that? And then there was like another wave
Yeah.
not far behind it, and then like as we were going,
Uh-huh.
we kind of like see it surge, everything surge up the beach.
Oh, wow.
Straight tsunami.
Yeah, and then like another big one. And so we're like, that was weird. Like that was super, super weird. So later we were getting dinner. The TV was flipped on. We were having beers. Like, oh, that was super fun. And it's like, oh, big earthquake at blah, blah, this time.
Damn.
Tsunami warning was issued.
Yeah.
And I'm like, those are the ways we saw them. That was super
Holy
cool. I'm like,
crap.
that would have screwed us up if we were still on anchor. Like,
Damn.
I'm like, that was pretty close.
Yeah. It's,
But it was pretty trippy. Like, that was the
Damn.
first time being in the water.
Gnarly.
Like, a tsunami.
Dang, that's insane.
Wait, I want to hear about your survivor moment when you got trapped without food in the bush.
That was super funny. So we went out there and kind of scored actually for like a couple days. We knew that the storm was coming through. And we actually went out during the first part of the storm, but where we were going, it was offshore. So it was like super windy, super rainy, and then like all of our dry bags, everything got wet. So like all of our clothes and tents and everything got smoking wet. And we were like, holy crap, this is insane. Like, but we're like, all right, start a fire. Let's hang up the stuff and let's go surfing. Yeah. We'll deal with it when we get out. And then just like, I remember just shivering by the fire, like with wet clothes. Yeah. And we eventually got dry. Yeah. And then scored another day. And then that big front, the next front came in. And then we were just like, we can't leave. Like, there's no way. Like, no way. And then
on jet ski?
Yeah. There's no way we're going to get through. And so we ended up hanging out for an extra few days. And then our buddy Raph showed up because he was doing a camp over by another island that was just a bunch of surfers. Yeah. And we saw him like, we're hungry.
Yeah. He's like, what the fuck's going on over here?
We're hungry.
Donner party over here.
Like, holy shit, you guys stayed out here? Like, yeah, we stayed out here. But we ended up scoring, and we actually went another opposite direction of where we were supposed to go. And we stayed in like a first-class camp, which was kind of super hilarious. Yeah. And
rags to riches right there.
Yeah, and it's like, this is insane.
Just so your buddy and say, we're hungry.
Where's Susan?
Super funny thing is that we had no gas left over, and we're like, how are we gonna get gas? So we hunted down some people that like had gas in the logging community, and like we're like, we have no money to pay you. Yeah. So they hooked us up, and they're like, oh, whatever, like it's fine.
Fuck yeah.
We got back, but we scored, and it was sweet.
Nice. That's an underrepresented
TimmyMissions.com right there.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. That should be your website if you don't have it.
I don't have it.
It's never too late.
Damn.
Noted.
It's never too late.
Do you do a lot of missions on jet ski?
I did a lot more a while back. Now, not so much.
Okay.
I really enjoy
did
doing like a lot of car camping and like going like wherever, kind of doing that. And a lot of friends from all the way south to all the way north. So kind of get to go to like all the little waves, car camp, go to the next spot, and then maybe go find a home base somewhere.
Totally.
And I'm sure I'll get to another time of the year where I'll probably do some more of that stuff, but not as of recently.
Okay.
It's pretty sick. Low water motorcycle. They've been fucking itching to get one.
Yeah.
It's super fun. It's so cool because you could do a lot more with them.
Totally.
And it's a lot cheaper to run. Yeah. And you could go pretty far.
Yeah.
If you bring your own gas, you can go really far.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, just growing up a fisherman, like, I went on one trip with Russell's brother, Neil, and I was just blown away. I was like, oh my God, it's only like $10 for gas, and you can go so far. And you just like sneak up on patties and fish and whatever you need to sneak up on. The only downside to it is like you don't get a big fly bridge, but to like go scope everything. But other than that, it's freaking insane. It's so cool.
It's so cool.
And you can surf with it and do like cool missions and bomb out to the Channel Islands or whatever you want.
Yeah.
They're so fun.
And they're cheap.
Yeah.
It's like the coolest thing ever.
Yep. Cheapest boat you can buy.
Yeah.
And it's a guaranteed start.
Yeah, exactly.
Like no maintenance.
Right.
Why is it so cheap on gas? Just because it's like a light vehicle and it
pretty light and they're pretty powerful.
Yeah. It's like a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
honestly awesome.
You don't need much to push that thing.
You ever seen those?
Building up a boat is like $1,000, right? Like, or even more.
Depends on the boat.
Yeah.
It's so expensive.
Yeah, it's crazy. It'll add up faster. Like, what's all the money that you spend? Like, like, what you spend a lot of money on your travel. What are you going through your travel fund so much? I'm like,
gas.
Ooh, gas is expensive.
Yeah, straight up. You guys ever seen one of those like water motorcycles? Like actual. You know what I'm talking about? Can you search this shit?
Dirt bike on water.
It's like a straight up fucking dirt bike.
Who's the guy that did that? The dirt bike.
It's like
he got barreled.
Yeah, it's like
I like Chopo. Oh, that thing.
It's really cool, Elliott.
Wait, what?
That thing's classic.
Yeah, it's like
ride from land to sea.
Yeah, exactly. There's
like
that dude too. That's different, but that's way cooler. You know,
Clickbait shit of all time.
That's like the cool guy in school, and the other guy is like the PT Cruiser dude. But there's also like an older one. I guess.
back that one. I think
pretty fucking sick. Talking about economical, dude. Get a little.
I'm not sure what you're talking about, Elliott.
No, but there's
what's that green guy? That's like the green goblin.
Hey, Russ, we're getting you one of those.
Damn, what the fuck is that?
That thing is.
That's like the jet
sick.
thing.
Oh my god, dude! Oh, wow, she looks calm.
Oh my
how
gosh.
gnarly that is. We need a video of this shit, dude. Come on.
Definitely gonna get hurt if you bring that thing up.
Oh yeah. Is it attached to something, or are you just fucking launching?
No, it uses the
Yeah,
it has like a
it's
pump
just
in
like
the water.
Yeah, like
Launches
there's the water, like the thing. It
attached
feeds
to like
it.
a boat, or can you just fucking cruise
No, just
around?
in the water.
Touch it.
Mattson's done that. I mean,
Yeah, there's like a little float thing that sits next to you, and it's like a motor that pumps water through.
So you're like stationary. You're
I
not
haven't
fucking.
done
you're
that.
Iron Man. You're basically Iron Man.
I haven't done that. I've done the one where
Yeah, but you're going like up.
Can you
But
imagine?
can you like
I have
fucking?
a photo of you.
I have a really. I'll pull it up. Look at this photo.
Wait, is it on your Instagram? Is it on your Instagram?
Maybe.
Like, can we pull it up? I love
it's one
those
of the ones
fucking
where like
things.
it sits on your feet.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
drop
and you
into
just
it,
kinda
and
spin
you just
it
like
around.
look like Iron Man.
There's always some sort of meme video.
Those
of them.
things are so
Yeah.
fucking funny. I just think of like a Hawaiian hotel, you know, when I think of those things.
Jet boot.
Jet boot. That's a good way to call it.
Yeah,
Oh,
that-
what
that
the
thing.
fuck is
That's
that?
it.
I've
it.
always thought those are the stupidest things ever. Like,
They're
'cause
so fun.
you can't go far with them,
Dude,
though,
it's
right?
the
No,
funnest shit ever.
you're
You
kinda
can go
just in
like 20
place.
feet in the air.
Yeah, but like once you're up there, then what?
It's so fucking
Well,
funny
the
though.
fun part about it is
Look at that shit, bro.
I feel like I would just do something. I would just crash and hurt
Yeah.
myself.
Just
I
straight
was,
head
I
dive.
was just doing funny shit, like trying to be like merman, like like, you know, just like doing and then like dive because you can dive underwater with it too and go super
really?
fast underwater and like
That's
That's crazy.
and come out and like
That
dude,
shit's
it's
so
honestly
funny.
it's honestly hard to get vertical like that.
Oh, I'm sure.
And so it's kind of
It's
like,
actually pretty
You're like
impressive.
controlling that water, the water flow, right?
Pretty
Like
good at it.
yeah,
that's
you gotta
what's
like
lifting you.
Did you have extreme balance?
your feet are constantly doing because it's controlled with the jets on both of your feet. So if you go like this, you'll go like turn. So you have to like use your feet to go up like that and to
Damn,
That's
it's
what I'm
like your
saying.
core strength to like get up. You're like oh,
It's core strength.
fucking
That's some
nuts.
shit.
You
right
got.
there.
It's nuts.
Damn.
That's hilarious.
It's really fun.
I think we need to all sign up for this.
Yeah.
I'd give it a go. I would give it a go. I would give it a go.
You need to try it, Case. You'll love it.
Let's do it.
Shout out
So-
Zach Nelson.
Let's be the first one to do it in ice cold water.
I've been wanting to.
It's like the guy who like.
we do a hole under under the Arctic sky, but it's just
Floating under.
That's like equivalent of like the dude.
It's really hard. Okay, and the water's cold, so you can't feel your feet, and you got to balance in there.
It's like the dude who like one wheeled across like all of Europe. You know, it's like why, dude? It's like
because it's sick as fuck.
like if you're gonna send it, might as well just do something cool. You know?
One wheel is that the like
will
water
water
one?
Whoa,
jet.
whoa.
We will
Sorry,
water
If
sorry.
you unicycle,
across
that'd be
the border.
insane.
That's cool.
Do you one wheel? Does anyone one wheel?
No, you're talking like the
I don't have a
skateboard
one. I never tried it.
I've never tried it either,
It looks
but
sketch.
I would try it.
These things.
I would try it. If
I feel like I would immediately fall.
He
I
like
just don't get how you fucking.
he like
can go.
it's like
I've tried that before. It's not. It's kind of fun.
$750. Jesus.
I feel like it'd be super fun. I feel like you could.
Yeah.
I feel like
Like,
it's
I could have
it's probably
fun on
pretty
that.
easy, but
I like how it's
I think for sure a wipeout is gonna happen.
Yeah.
yeah.
But there's some people I've seen them ride them.
reviews that are 5-star.
I've seen people ride down the beach with them with surfboards and
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
practical.
all kinds of stuff.
It's the front-facing ones, like the ski version of that. You know what I'm talking about? Where people wear like full-face helmets and shit. You know what I'm talking about? Where you're going like forward. Those
That
ones.
one.
Oh shit.
How the
saw it.
fuck do you get on those things?
There's not a single bad review for one wheel.
Yeah, there you go. That like towards the end.
This
See that one?
Oh, these.
Yeah,
ones.
that bro.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
different dude.
This is
Very
what the guy
different
did.
dude.
This is what the guy did.
Look
This
at,
one.
see, look at the photo, bro. They even advertise it, dog. They got like crazy helmets. I nailed it. I fucking nailed that.
insane. That's
Look
what
at
I'm
the
saying.
headlight.
I think some of these ones have
Damn.
speakers inside of them.
Oh, really?
That is
And they're like they're like
1600.
blazing like sound just
That's
like
crazy.
like I've seen some
What?
funny stuff like
These
Terminator.
Suspension.
They go like 40 miles an hour. or something
Really?
like that.
They're very fast.
I've seen guys fly down the street.
That's
on that.
so fucking
that,
gnarly. God, that's fucking
what you
good.
guys
That's
Okay.
really good.
Well, now we know. I mean, that's the land
I'm over
equivalent of
this.
this
Sorry for
fucking.
hijacking your
Yeah.
podcast there.
Yeah,
No,
that's
this
the,
is great.
yeah. Now we know. We all learned something there.
We learned.
Yeah, we all learned. Well, let's get one. We should fuck around. We should all get one. Well, thank you. How do you transition out of that?
And we're done.
How do you fucking transition out of that shit?
Well, thank you. Bye.
That was crazy.
I was trying to think of a transition. I was just like, no, there's no way out. You just try to dig your way out of there. Damn. Well, all those people out there who ride those things, we're sorry. We're sorry. It's hard. We're
sorry.
We're sorry. It's challenging.
No, not that sorry.
Fuck, I can't wait to see
Everyone
one.
needed to see the one wheel.
I know. I would try both of those and just at least once, right? You can't knock it till you try it, right?
Oh,
You've always said
Luck
that.
is finished.
At least
Yeah.
once.
Yeah, you gotta try
Finish.
everything once.
Everything at least once.
Speaking
There's
of
a couple things you
trying
should.
something once, I do
Oh,
want to try
God.
the not the like the surfboards with the thing underneath,
Hydrofoil?
hydrofoil.
Like the electric ones?
Yeah,
You're talking
I
about?
just want to give it a shot. You know?
I haven't tried any of the foils. I'm like,
They seem gnarly.
They kind of scare me.
Yeah, they seem gnarly.
I've tried an electric one. It was terrifying.
I was driving
Really?
by yesterday.
Yeah.
There was no waves, but it was beautiful out, and I was like, "That's a good day to like try that kind
Go
of thing."
electric
you know?
Yeah.
wheel.
If
Yeah.
it flips over, it's literally a guillotine. It can
Like, just
chop your.
You can go like a mile on that thing.
Yeah,
What do you
See
mean
the
it
whole
flips
coast
over?
to come back.
like
and
if
be
you
cool, that was fun.
if you go
pretty
on
sick.
Yeah.
I
and
think
you're like cruising and it flips.
I know. There's some friends that have some. I was like, it'd be super fun to go try like somewhere really mushy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like go give it a go. But
Yeah.
man, I have some friends that's like started and they like wear like life vests and like
Yeah.
like
Mouthpieces?
mouthpiece and a helmet. They're like, let's go.
It's
Right.
sketchy, dude.
The
Yeah,
Hawaii,
fuck
the
that.
guys in Hawaii, like even Kai Lenny is out there on like big longboard waves, and it just looks so fun.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
fun.
I don't know
Gotta
if I
give it a
got
shot.
it in me, dude. It's like kite surfing. I'm like, I'll probably never do that.
Kind of looks easy. Like you just like stand there and
It looks
try and
easy.
It
fly.
looks easy,
Probably
but it's-
hard as
I mean,
fuck.
all I've done is the electric one, which might be. I don't know if it's harder or easier, but like
You probably don't have to,
get,
like,
you get a lot
pump,
of torque immediately, and then you get up into the sky, and
Oh.
it's like you have to balance and get up on your knees and surf it. And it's like once you're up, I think it's pretty easy. But
Yeah,
the
people-
whole, like I never got up.
Do you have to push forward on the board a little bit, like ride forward?
Yeah,
surfboard,
and,
so that because it's a lot of weight back there.
Yeah.
And it's like pushing you back.
and there's a lot of torque, so like you have this little handgun thing, and it's just like, and you're like, oh shit! I flipped it like 6 times, and one of them like almost broke my femur.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my
sounds-
gosh.
So gnarly.
Maybe I don't wanna
I
try
was
this.
over it, but I don't know if the like surf ones are easier. They probably are.
Is this something you did immediately after doing the jetpack one?
Yeah.
thing? Yeah. It
Yeah.
sounds like
Same trip.
hand in
Same
hand.
trip.
Same trip.
Yeah, it sounds like.
Just have a rich friend.
Yeah, yeah.
And you also sent the one wheel.
Yeah,
all on the
that'd
same
be fun.
trip.
Yeah,
Sick.
Just Gizmo friend.
Yeah, maybe
It
they
is
have like
one-wheeled
a
from
one
every
wheel
room.
that's like a water friendly one where you ride it on land and then it goes under water and then it turns into one of those.
That'd be kind of sick.
You're pretty sick.
There's something there. Well, on that note,
Thank you.
Do it.
thank you. Damn. Well, seriously though, thanks for coming up. Like we appreciate you being on land. I know you're a
Yeah.
boat man now.
Yeah, no, it's super cool to be here. Rad to check out the zone, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's definitely
Thank you for letting me
Of
hang out
course.
with you.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Coming.
coming.
Yeah, we're stoked. to
Really
be here.
appreciate it.
Hang out a little bit before, but
I know.
You know.
Go 0 to 1,000.
yeah.
But
We'll
now we
do it
know each
again.
other. Yeah,
we'll do
hell
it
yeah.
again.
Yes.
Down. We're going on a mission one of these days.
Ooh,
Try to
Real
find.
one.
I want to go on Timmy missions.
We'll get some. We'll get some funny stories.
Yeah. Very fucking down. Get a jet ski sponsor and we'll do it. Make it happen.
Yeah, Yamaha. Come on.
Yeah, come on, bro.
See, do.
Yeah.
See you, do.
Yeah. the
Come on, Neil.
classic. Yeah, I know. Make it happen, bro. All right. Well,
Seriously,
thank
Neil.
you.
Seriously, Neil.
Appreciate it.
There we go.